In part 2 of this training video series, we're going to take a look at just-in-time access, data access management requests, and the Satori Data Portal, which is a built-in part of the product. To demonstrate this, we're going to use a database client called DataGrip. If you search for DataGrip, you can find the website and download a free trial, which is available for 30 days. It runs on Windows and Mac, and it's very useful for demonstrating the various Satori features that we're going to walk through in this second video. Go ahead and download and install DataGrip now. In the first training video, we used the built-in Snowflake demo data store. This time, we're going to add a second demo data store for Postgres. Go ahead and choose Add Data Demo Store, then click Postgres, and then click on Data Stores, and it is now available in the connection screen. We're also going to set up a Satori user group. If you click on User Directory in the lower left, then click Add Satori Group. A Satori group is a collection where you can put in individual usernames, Active Directory or Okta single sign-on groups, and other service account information. Let's call this PII Authorized. And for now, just put your own demo account that you used to sign up for the test drive, click Add Member, and then click Save. One more thing we're going to do, click on Datasets, go into the dataset we created in the first training video, and we're going to add in our Postgres location. This nicely demonstrates, by the way, that if you have an existing security topology set up and configured, to add a new data store location to it is very easy, and it will pick up all of the existing work you have done. So in this case, we've added Postgres demo to the existing security footprint and topology that we have previously created. Let's also take this moment to remove the everybody group from the access rules. I'm going to click Revoke, and it will disappear from the list. Let's rename our Satori dataset to something more meaningful. We'll call this Security for All Data, and then click Save. Go ahead and complete all of those steps you just saw, adding the user directory, the data demo, and then adding that demo data store to the existing data set. Now we're ready to experiment and learn about self-service requests and just-in-time access along with the Satori Data Portal. The top access rule list is for instant access, but there are two other areas on the screen with a Satori dataset. The middle one is for managed access requests. These will need to be approved by the data steward, which is associated with this dataset. And the bottom third, self-service access, is just like the middle one, except it's automatic, and the request will be automatically allowed and audited. So the concept of access request and just-in-time access can be either manual or automatic, but in both cases, that information, the requesting of access to data, will show up in the user access history. For now, to keep things simple, let's add an access request rule whereby everyone can request read-only access for 30 days using a specific security policy, the one that we created in the previous training video. Then click Add. Now we're ready to experiment with our client tool that we downloaded, DataGrip. We're going to want to go back and forth between the data store connection screen and DataGrip in order to correctly configure it. So we're going to need the Satori hostname and the original port, and we're going to need a username and password. It turns out that you can use the Satori Data Portal to generate those user credentials. There is a key icon in the upper left of the Satori Data Portal. Notice also that we have not been allowed access to any data yet, but down below, because we added the everyone group to the access request rule, this shows up as an available dataset that we can request access to. However, let's go ahead and set up the connection in DataGrip first. So over in DataGrip, we'll click the plus button and choose Postgres. If you've never used DataGrip before, you may be prompted to download the necessary drivers on the screen here. But where it says localhost, we're going to go ahead and put in the Satori connection string, which is back over here in data stores. There's the Satori hostname. I'll paste that here. The port is 5432. true, and the username and password is available in the data portal. So I'll copy that username and I'll copy this password. The database for these test drives is called test drive. If you click Test Connection, you should see Succeeded. Now we're ready to query the data. In DataGrip, you can expand this connection, and in a moment, it'll determine which databases are available. The one we want is called Test Drive, and inside of there, there's schemas. The one that we want is called Health. Inside of the schema Health are two tables. Let's try to query one. I'm just going to double click on the patients table. This is fictitious healthcare data where patients have test results. So let's double click on patients and see what happens. We were not allowed access to unauthorized data. There is, however, a URL that we can click on. Go ahead and try to do all of the things you just saw before we proceed. Now we're going to try to ask for elevated access. So let's try it again. I'm going to double click on patients. I'm going to be blocked by Satori. This time I'm going to copy this URL, which you can do inside of DataGrip. Over in Satori, I'll simply open a new tab and paste. This will take you right to the access request using the Satori data portal for this data. I'll go ahead and say, please grant, and click request. Remember, this is a manual access request. Back over in Satori, the data stewards for this data set, which can be configured on the definition tab, they'll receive an email and they can come in here and see that there's a pending request with the message, please grant. They can choose to edit this, approve it, or deny it. For now, let's keep it simple and just click approve. That individual user now has 30 days, shown as 4 weeks on the screen, to connect to this information using the default security policy that was defined in the access rule. Back over in DataGrip, if I simply click the refresh icon, the information will now come in, and there it is. All of the rest of the work we did in the first training video continue to apply. Our masking profile, the security policy we created, and so forth. Let's fine-tune this example in the next part, but go ahead and run through those steps you just saw right now. In the beginning of this training video, we created a Satori user group using the user directory feature. We created a group called PII authorized and added the one single account to it. We then used the everyone group for this first access request rule. But now let's add a self-service rule focused on that PII authorized group. Let's imagine that they get read and write access for 10 days. And this time we don't want any redaction to occur. We still want to audit the request and that somebody has requested access to this data, but now we're going to choose no security policies and click add. Let's also take this moment to revoke the user ourselves that we added earlier in this video because we want to recreate the experience. So now we have two rules. One is manual. One is automatic. They have different levels of access, and one has a security policy and masking profile, and the other does not. Let's go back to DataGrip, close this down, and double-click on patients one more time and see what happens. Once again, we're blocked because we removed ourselves from the access list, but now let's copy that URL and just reuse the data portal tab we have open. Here comes the request, and when it pops up, we'll see both rules in this pop-down list. No security policy, or the first one, which is approval required. So if we choose the second one, I have to still give a message like OK granted and click request. If we go reload the data set here by clicking the refresh icon in our browser, we'll see that this time there's no pending request. The user was automatically added with no security policy. Of course, we're logging that using the user access history and specifying why. No security policies assigned, automatically created from a self-service rule. And if we go back to DataGrip and click refresh, this time we'll have our data and there will be no masking because no security policy is applied. This is a very common pattern where some members of your organization need redaction and security policy number 1, and other members of your organization need a different security policy with masking number 2. This nicely demonstrates at a high level that you can have as broad or as granular access rules as you need for your organization. Go ahead and give all of those steps a try. Congratulations! You've finished part 2 of this training series. There's quite a bit more to get into with Satori. Let's give you a brief walkthrough and where to go from here. If you expand the left-hand navigation, there's visibility via our dashboards, via the Access Manager, which tells you which users and groups have access to which Satori datasets and who has requested that over time using the access history. Built-in reporting, built-in auditing. At runtime, anytime information passes through Satori, we start to do automatic data inventory of sensitive PII. You can look at that by the actual location or with the abstract Satori taxonomy. And of course, you can get more nuanced security policies and masking profile. To learn about all of these kinds of things, if you go to the upper right and choose documentation, there's a wealth of information online at the Satori website. Use cases, details about all of the features in the platform, how to deploy Satori, integration concepts, single sign-on, as well as advanced topics about APIs and Terraform configuration. Everything you see in the user interface of Satori has a corresponding REST API as well as a Terraform resource. Again, thanks so much for watching these training videos. We hope you'll continue to explore Satori, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.